My name is Orion. I am the 35 millimeter projectionist and chairman of the Wurlitzer Theater Organ Committee here at the Egyptian Theater in DeKalb. In the spring of 2016, a friend of mine and I got together and decided that we wanted to try and reclaim the 35 millimeter capabilities of the Egyptian. When we got up here to the booth, what we found was that the booth was more or less being used for storage, which is actually kind of fantastic because the room was so packed full of storage, no one was able to get to this equipment. So when we removed everything that was stored in this room, what we found were projectors and projection equipment that had more or less been shut off by the last projectionist to use this booth on his way out the door.
I first met Orion, I started on Halloween of 2017, and right away we were going to be doing a 35 millimeter showing of It's Wonderful Life. So as marketing director, I was like, okay, I really need to understand everything that happens around 35 millimeter films if I'm gonna get everyone outside of our doors excited about it. So I met Orion, talked to him about the amazing projection booth. I'm in love with that room. And just the nostalgia behind what it means to show a 35 millimeter here at the Egyptian.
Equipment like this is not used in theaters anymore. What you're going to find in motion picture houses today are digital projectors that do not run film. They run a hard drive. And the lamp house that creates the light to project the picture onto the screen is, today even going to be laser. A few years ago it was xenon light bulb, but the original way to create light to show film was through burning carbon arc rods. The original film medium was not what we know today. It was in fact nitrate. And nitrate film is not only combustible, it can burn underwater. There is no real way to put it out once it catches on fire. The only thing to do is let it burn until there's no more nitrate. Now that being said, there were some serious safety precautions taken for running film like this. The film magazines on the projectors are meant to be fireproof. Once the film is loaded on the projector, there's not really much air that gets to it. Above and beyond that, this room and the room below it are fireproof rooms. Steel doors and solid cement floors, ceilings, walls, and windows. You can see there are drops in front of every single window in this room. The projectionist hits a lever on the way out. It draws the bar for all of those drops. The iron drops go down in front of each of the portals and seals off the entire room. Sprinklers turn on, fire goes out.
We want to be a regional performing arts center, and that caters to Generation Z and Y with the millennials and I generation, and to the baby boomers who remember going to these shows, who remember watching the newsreels in between films during the day. So we have all these new exciting live performances, stand-up comics, all those different concerts, but we don't want to forget about the generation that first experienced this theater. So having the Wurlitzer, having the 35 millimeter films, we see that attendance, we see those grandparents that are bringing their grandkids, their children, to say this is what it used to be like. That instead of going to AMC, you came here to a grand movie palace. It's really fun to see that different generation get to experience what their grandparents, what their parents, what they thought going to the movies was, and seeing this place as not just a center for entertainment, but as a community living room, as a community gathering space. And so I think having touches like the Wurlitzer organ and the 35 millimeter just speaks to a totally different generation as our traveling shows do, because we don't want to ever forget about where we came from or where we're going. So I think this expansion ties into this. We're expanding for the next 90 years, that's our tagline, but it's remembering the previous 90 from 1929 to now.